we have ourselves a bit of a 2v2, a super high level 2v2 at that on the ladder that we're going to be watching, we're going to be casting, and I believe it's a DoD complete setup here. So we have on this bottom side in the blue playing as Zeus. It's going to be Batchy. Batchy's probably one of the best team game players there is. He's always hosting the games. If you're above about 1500 or so, you can get in those games. He's ridiculously strong, to be honest. And I'm a big fan of the Zeus. So we'll see what he gets to do with the Zeus. He's already doing a bit of giraffe micro because the giraffes aren't playing ball with him. And his teammate is going to be Lizard, who I believe was number 1 at some point on the ranked ladder for team games. He's going to be playing as the Frey. Frey's super good in these 2v2s. Maybe we'll see why a little bit later. And then this top side is their opponents. Again, I believe these guys are from the DoD clan too. It is Astro, or Asem is what he goes by as well. Again, a ridiculously strong 2v2 players going in as the Loki. A lot of my favorite gods in this one. And on this side, Lily 2, the Poseidon player. I'm expecting some aggressive opener. It looks like there's none on wood for the time being. Oh no, there is the one on wood. So not the ridiculous aggression. Normally it's maybe a 2v2 is a bit different to a 3v3. In a 3v3, you don't want to go for the crazy aggression with Poseidon because you end up just so far behind on eco. You just got to get a lot of damage done. Then if the opponent, the other opponent to the guy that you're attacking gets a boom off, then he can just come and kill you pretty easily. So going for that super aggression probably isn't the best idea. But we'll see that Lily isn't going for that one, going for the slightly later advance time. Or if they wanted to go for a big aggressive push, you could also go for the same thing with the Loki. You could, Astro here could go in, drop his temple forward, get some Hersers out and do some real damage. I think SM, Astro, whatever we're going to call him, is one of the better Loki players in team games. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of decisions he makes in terms of trying to get up to the next stage, what sort of times he actually goes for. He's got a lot on gold, so he's obviously done this build order specifically. It looks like a build order to get a town center, to be honest, or a kind of, yeah, he brings over 2 gatherers to the gold, and he hasn't yet dropped a temple yet. So it's a pretty wild build order to get 4 dwarves out before dropping the temple. He can drop the temple down at any point now. So it looks like he isn't going for an early advance time. It takes about 40 seconds or so to build this one. It says 30, but I'm pretty sure as soon as the old start gets on, it goes up to 40. Nope, 30 seconds to drop that one down. And he can be going up for a somewhat fine advance time, a little bit later than otherwise. On this side, we had the Zeus player going for a bit of early aggression, potentially into a town center. Just looking at the villager split here, is also getting a nice wooden wall up on this bottom side. Hermes already in for Lily. Always going to be the player that advances the quickest is going to be the Poseidon. And it looks like the Centaur is heading straight over to the Frey's base. Kind of makes sense, considering Frey is going to go for that later advance time with a little bit of... Oh, looks like we have a huge raid from Boit. So thank you very much, Boit. Hope you're having a good end of 2025. Saw you were playing. So welcome in, Boit viewers. We're watching a very high-level team game happening right now. Well, it isn't happening right now. It happened earlier between the DoD boys. And we're just in as the Classical Age is hitting. So the Centaur is going to try and come in, get some good damage done on Lizard. Lily on Lizard. lots of L words. And the Centaur is going to get a little pop shot off, but the Lizard Hersers more than enough to scare these away. Does have about 20 seconds left on his, or 10 seconds left on his advance time. Then those Hersers will be slapping this Centaur away. I don't know what the follow-up is going to be here from Lily. I don't think we see any extra buildings going up, so potentially a town center on the back of this. Hersers are going to be enough to just scare this guy away. It's a nice little wall coming up from Batchy, trying to stop the Centaurs coming in for raids. On this side, I don't think Batchy's really committed to anything yet, so potentially from himself wanting to go for a town center. Yeah, we see that eco-wise, got 300 of everything. That normally means he's going to want to drop a town center at some point. Didn't really mention the map is Blue Lagoon. It can be played aggressively, it can be played defensively. It sort of depends on how it spawns. We do have some town centers, have some decent amount of food on it back here. It looks like this one is going to be the one that's being built on by a handful, 9 Batchy villagers on this top side. Lily's doing the exact same thing. Didn't even go for the Atalanta. Did Lily go for the Atalanta? Yes. wherever that white dot is going to be. Just around picking up relics. Does have half HP, so probably did put a little bit of damage done. And actually, Asem here is going to come over and start stealing Lily's food. But I think it's fine. There's so much to choose from. Rhinos out the back. Zebras as well. And Heracles from Bachi just trying to get a little bit of damage done where he can. Hasn't yet got his upgrade to let this guy regen. But a high-level team game without Moose. Yes, I am sometimes part of these. It does bring the level down ever so slightly. But I do like being a part of these high-level team games. They're a lot of fun playing with some of the best. Now, Heracles against Theseus and Atalanta, I mean, he is going to have to run away. Even with the upgrade, he's not that OP. Maybe Lily can turn around, kind of shank this guy down a little bit. And the bolt's nice, and Heracles should win this fight against the Theseus. Maybe the villagers can actually trap this guy in. And probably not the best place for the Bachi Heracles to be, but he is a big lad. He is big and heavy, which means he can just push you straight out the way. And actually the Minotaur from Bachi also coming in. Nice bit of micro from Lily, while also being attacked in this main base. Manages to save the Centaur, and an Astro Hersa is more than enough to chase away that big bull. And some walls coming up. So it looks like all players have decided on the delayed second town center. Maybe Lizard behind a little bit. He is the fray, so probably doesn't really matter as much. And again, just Norse in general, you don't really have to spend much to get these town centers up. You just have less map pressure with your 5-6 hearses coming back here to actually build, rather than losing any resources for that guy. And the Heracles should be able to get home. I mean, he's fast enough. He's got the regen over time, so can just sit this guy back. I think people would think this upgrade where he can heal is OP, but it takes quite a while for him to actually regen. So, and he might even go down before he gets through the wall. It's going to be a nice snipe from Lily, because he is an expensive unit to rebuild. 175 gold, and is going to go down before he gets behind the wall. So a nice little pickup there. And some centaurs coming through. Looks like Asem just going pure hearses for the time being. I think he is literally just pure hearses. Got 6 here, 8 total. It's going to be coming forward. I assume he has that fast Hersa upgrade. He also found a little bit of a relic here, which is melee attack gives you extra divine damage. I did not know that actually affects Hersas, so that's pretty nice. It's the infantry relic. This will be very, 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 very good for him. And Hersas are going to be on their way. Bachi trying to get some quite aggressive walls up, not even just going for this little one, going for a full situation on this side, which if Asem can catch that out, he's going to be very, very happy. Some more military academies coming up for Bachi as well. No quick heroic ages coming quite yet. Looks like everyone wants to get a little bit of pressure out, as well as their town centers. Needs some units. Doesn't want to fully commit to going up to the next stage anytime soon. And in come the hearses. There is a Heracles. Has been built back out. Nice reaction time from Bachi there on Asem's raid. Does manage to save all his villagers. Doesn't even take any HP losses on those. And Lizard does have his units. Decently fast units. Just enough to scare away the Astro Hearses. And Lily coming around this side. Probably going to be able to snipe this villager, which is going to be a very nice snipe. The villager total is very, very close. There's not been too many raids. Nice quick wall coming up there, or quick gate coming in. I think the villager will eventually go down, but it's distracting these units for long enough. Bachi can just keep going back and forth, dodging everything, and it will eventually go down. But nice Neo kind of Matrix micro coming in, and Asem decides he wants a 3TC. I don't know whether the guys have actually spotted this one yet, whether they're expecting it. But I think that's what Lizard is actually going to check. So probably playing against Asem enough, knowing that that's potentially something that he could go for. Lily does have to be a little bit worried here against the Bachi hoplites. The Hippias can heal over time, so any kind of engagement where they can do a couple of hits and then run away is going to be very, very nice for them. But there's probably enough hoplites to really deal with this one. But Atalanta, she is pretty strong. And actually being able to force Bachi back, and even gets another villager kill. Some nice snipes coming in from the Poseidon. And did Lizard spot this one? Yes, did manage to spot the settlement going up, so knows what he's up against. And actually the Berserk, getting a little bit caught out here, is going to go down to this burning damage with that upgrade. Did not know that was a thing. So nice to see. And for some reason, the music isn't working. I definitely do have the music on. It started right at the beginning, but sometimes the team games, they kind of bug out a little bit.
Yo.
Lily coming through with all the villagers. I think it was just because Assem didn't build a gate there. Does just want to come through to the forward hunt, and I just went round the long way. I thought maybe a 3 TC on this side as well, but not deciding to go for that one. Blizzard getting all his upgrades in, pretty standard for the Fray, even getting the wall upgrade, which is not something we see very often, but with Fray, everything's half price, so you might as well get it. And some heroic ages coming through from absolutely everybody. The Poseidon is first, probably Dionysus. Dionysus is going to be the god of choice. You get the Hippias that are just stronger with the lifesteal. And a 4th TC? No, it's just a bit of a bait. Sees Lizard coming in, trying to deny that one. There's more than enough units. A nice Einherry spawn. If he can manual special that, if he could manual special that, the Perses could have definitely chased down everything, but unfortunately doesn't go for that one, and actually just getting rid of the Einherry. Einherry might be able to take one down, down one Berserk, but nope, doesn't go for that one. And all the next stages are coming through. Bragi is going to be coming through this side. It's going to be Aegir for the Frey, and Dionysus as well for the Zeus. Bronze doesn't work on everything now in team games, so it doesn't work on your ally, but it's still an incredibly strong upgrade. And this is a nice play from everybody. They're going up to the next stage, and what do you need when you get to the next stage? You want to be dropping as many Great Halls, as many Longhouses as possible.
Thank you, my friend.
Sarnora, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that one. And Astro is going to be coming in. He does have his flaming weapons coming in, but there is going to be a Tempest to kind of half counter that one. So he does have to kind of worry. There is some Throwing Axemen. They are unupgraded Throwing Axemen, but I think Assem here has more than enough units to scare these things back. And even going to be taking down a fair few. So pressure from Assem, as well as being on an extra town center, is very, very nice play for him. We'll be slowly pulling ahead anyway. And I think there's just a little bit of jockeying going on from Lily and Batchy. Lily trying to get in with the Hippias, the slow kind of Batchy hot plates here. Need to try and get in at some point, but mainly here to defend the fortress going up, secure this gold position, secure these rhinos as well. The Hydra is being fed heads a little bit. Maybe this is fine if Batchy isn't paying attention, but you really don't want to be feeding that guy heads. And in comes Atalanta. And again, she's more than enough to deal with the Hydra. The Hydra gets away with an extra head and then doesn't have enough. And Assem actually building some forward buildings, forward hill foot, forward everything to try and claim this forward position to make sure Lizard doesn't come in and claim his own third town center. Wants to have that one for himself at some point to still be up in the population. Some units being built from here, kind of greedy from Lizard. I think he is going to lose one. Does manage to sneak out with one Throwing Axeman. It's one of the hardest things about playing Norse. It's hard to drop the buildings down, so you kind of do want to build them out of the ones that are being destroyed. So sometimes if you do struggle. The hero trio is out for Lily, and also spots the fortress on this bottom side, and we'll be running away from that until some siege are in for the Poseidon player. So there is trying to be a little settlement snack up here. There's 15 seconds left on this if all the units stay. Assem's going to be having none of that. Does come in, takes everything out, runs away. That's a nice couple of hundred resources kind of gain there. Costs, 700 resources for a town center. So it was kind of built a little bit. So does manage to sneak that one. A nice wall up and then grab it would be a nice idea. Pure Throwing Axeman wouldn't be a bad idea against this just complete Hersa army. The Hersa army is going to be great at spawning myth units, though, so you do have to be worrying about that one. Now, in come the hot plates for Batchy. Did decide to kind of match the bronze rather than going for an underworld play. It's commonly what we see in these kind of team games with the Zeus players. They go for a big underworld with a good amount of hot plates, maybe to this back position, take down the town center, disrupt the eco, then pop back and attack the front while the Hippias run over. Wouldn't be a bad option. There is going to be an Asgardian hill fort going up, loads of units here, and in the third age, so it goes up relatively quick. Only 10 seconds left on this one. But there are some siege weapons out for Assem. What kind of units is he working with here? It's got two of those siege weapons. Also has the battle board. Probably has enough favor. He has 162 favor, so I mean he can spam battle boards if he wants to. But it's actually going up to the next stage. I assume it's going to be hell. So a big timing, actually dropping a Nidhogg down on all these Throwing Axemen is going to be pretty brutal. We see if that's what he's going for. He's also getting some Goldie out for himself. They're pretty decent against the throwing axemen, to be honest, as well as dealing with any myth units that are coming his way, like the rock giants that normally get spammed out from the fray perspective. And actually, a ceasefire coming in. So Batchy doing the same play as I just said with the Underworld, but he's just doing it without the Underworld, just running in with his heavy hoplites. It does kind of put a stop to the surprise Nidhogg that could have come down here, and actually a nice play from Asem. Does manage to sneak the settlement up while this ceasefire is going. There's 11 seconds left on the ceasefire, 15 seconds on the settlement, but the more units that come through should be able to get it just in time. Yes, it is going to be just in time. Couple of seconds late, absolutely fine. And the portable rams is going to absolutely destroy from this side. There is going to be a Nidhogg dropping down. It's going to be absolutely massive special used here. Absolutely huge, or doesn't even need to use the special. Can use the special now they're running away and take out all of those throwing axemen. All of the yellow units go down. There was a bronze on this side. I assume bronze against bronze. So that is just going to carry on. And it is actually going Batchy's way. So it looks like red Astro is winning on this bottom side. And Batchy is winning on this top side. Could be a bit of a switcheroo of bases. And it could be down to who can win faster. Gull and Bursty getting forced out on this side is going to scare back the red units. So many kind of ranged units here going after the Nidhogg. Astro, if he wants to, he can use his special to kind of run away with this guy. But the Nidhogg, I mean, he's so squishy, goes down super quick. And on this side, the heavy hoplites are just running through the base of Lily, or at least the fortress. This side does have a couple of Petropolis back here. Is going to make light work of all these things. There are also some gold miners up here, which the hoplites could definitely come and rush down pretty quickly. But Fire Giant in. Don't know if that's the starting Fire Giant or a Fire Giant spawn, but he is a nice option to take out the town center. And I just think Lizard is just being overrun here, because all the units went down to this guy. Did get 12 kills, 3,700 damage on this Nidhogg. But Batchy's after the TC. It is definitely going to be a base trade. Who is actually going to be quicker? The question is Asem going to send over any units to help this? Or is he just going to say, you can defend for yourself, I'm going to take this as fast as I can, and then the same kind of goes the other way? Are any blue units going to come and help Lizard down here? And Batchy just going for town center raids now, going for the last town center, and then he can start on Astro's town centers too. Could be pretty brutal. We see the scores are actually pretty similar. 2 in the 30Ks and then 2 in the 20Ks, so it's a pretty even game, even though there is going to be these base trades. Asem going straight for the town center. But that's probably the one benefit that he has over Batchy here, being Norse, is that he can just claim this area without sending any villagers through. Although Batchy is sending some villagers of his own, can drop a fortress down on this forward position if he really wants to, claim some of these gold mines, claim more of the position. A nice hidden situation here for Lily. I believe there is a Lizard ox cart coming up at some point, sending a whole load of villagers up there. Maybe if Lizard was more in this game, could potentially change these into Ulfsarks, into Berserks to actually attack this situation. But I don't know whether he can, considering that doesn't have many town centers left. Does have one still, but doesn't want to sacrifice his eco that badly. And now we have the power of this Zeus, just being able to run in without really siege weapons. And looks like Asem is actually changing into the Berserks. And this upgrade, I mean, it looks cool. I don't know whether it's actually doing that much, but this divine damage flames, it looks like it's putting in work. Whether or not it's just it's just the visual rather than actually working. But that is enough to scare the hoplites away. There is also some Hippaspis coming through from our Poseidon to scare these units away. And the Tempest is going to slow down this attack. Tempest saved till this moment. Could have potentially used it earlier just to slow down the attack, but didn't feel like he had enough to stop it. There's only ranged units, really. Only, or mostly, hero dudes here, so I won't be able to take down the portable ram easily, but still going for it anyway. And most of these are going to end up being frozen, and I think it's a pretty good hold from Lizard on this side, making sure that he is not going to lose everything on this bottom side. And Asem coming out, helping now with his Berserks. The Berserks, when they get on the Toxotes, they absolutely shred. You just got to make sure that they get on those, throwing Axemen as well, take out the hoplites. And it looks like the red-green side has stabilized on this top side, but also Lizard has as well. I think the issue is Bachi hasn't really managed to take out or take some of the forward town centers like Asem was able to do. And the massive Haspis going into Max Toxotes. Nice play from Bachi to kind of swap the unit composition there, seeing that all the Hippias have basically stopped. So why not go Max Toxotes? Also knowing that Asem's probably coming over, so wants to get something to deal with the mass infantry that he's been going for this entire game, really. And Hetyroi even, which is an interesting choice. They're quite expensive units, and need a lot of fortresses to make it happen. But when you can mass these guys up, they are scary. And yeah, I think Bachi is being pushed back. And Asem, he's just too big right now. Look at this. The Son of Muspels. How many are there? There's 10. I need to use my actual hotkey. There is 10 of these guys. It doesn't matter how many of these Goaties you actually have. It's going to be so hard to take on 10 Son of Muspels. The Fire Giants with their hats. Very, very difficult. Asgardian Hill Fort's in. The Throwing Axeman could go down as like 2 specials from these Fire Giants. It's nice to see just saved all of that favor for a big Mythic Age timing. These like 30 each, aren't they? Yeah, 28 favor a piece. 10 of them. 280 favor. Absolutely huge. Maybe one of them spawned. Maybe he got lucky. But this is so hard to deal with. I mean, maybe Bachi could help. No, not in the Mythic Age. I'd say maybe send over the Bellerophon would be a good option to kind of just jump in, take one out, run around, jump in. Very micro intensive, but it's very, very good. But didn't manage to get up to the Mythic Age because it was just a pure Heroic Age push from Bachi, so it doesn't have access to that one and would take quite a while to get it. And now Lizard doesn't have any town centers left. It's going to be pretty rough. Securing this top side, securing both gold mines, but I think Lily probably going to sniff this one out. Has sniffed this one out, even shift clicked already, ready to take these out. We'll see how good the Hetyroi are here at raiding. They're so good. Actually, we're not going to see that. We're going to see if the Tempest can stop this position. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a raid. No, the gold mine is proving too tough to run around. And I just think there's so many units here that the Tempest just doesn't really do much. Tempest is so similar to Chaos from the Chronos Uranos side, where if you use it on like a small handful of units, like let's call it 20 units and less, it does so much damage and it freezes everything and it's absolutely broken. Very similar to Chaos. But then when you have this many units, it's just not good. It's not good at all unless you have a lot of units to back it up. And well played to the red-green side. Just Asem, too good. Oh, and he's in the chat as well. Look at this.